हे मुझे मंगल करणम हरनय शेष कलेश सत्य नाम सम नाम नहीं वरदायक वरदेश गुरु के सुमिरन मंच से नाशत विघ्नयनन तासे सर्वारंभ में ध्यावत है सब सन बंदो चरण सरोज गुरु मुझे मंगल आगा जही सेवत नर होत है भव सागर के पार भव सागर के पार। चेतावनी। कबीर जन्म जाय पुकारिया धर्म राय दरबार हंसमवासे होई रहा लगे ना फांसा हमार हमरी शंका ना करे तुम्हारे धरे न धीर सतगुरु के बल गाजही कहे कबीर 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 कहे वाको जाने दे मेरे दसी न जाए हेवतिया के नाव पर चले घनेरे आए बाजा बाजे रहे ते का परानगर में शोर सतगुरु खसम कबीर है मोही नजर न आवे और सत्य का शब्द सुन भाई फकरी अदल बादशाही साधु बंदगी दीदार सहजे उतरे सायर पार सो हम शब्द सो कर प्रीत अनुभव अखंड कर को जीत तन में खबर कर भाई जामे नाम रोशनाई सुरती नगर बस्ती खूब बेहर उलट चर महबूब सुरती नगर में कर सेर जामे आत्मा को मिल अमरे मूल सांधी मिला तापर राखो बनिया पाप देहना मध्य में धरना आसन अमर यो करना द्वारश पवन भर पीजे शशि घर उलट चर लीजे तन मन वार ना कीजे उलटी निज नाम रस पीजे तन मन साहित राखो श्वास इस विधि करो बेहरवास दोनों नैन की करबान भौरा उलटी कसो कमान पर्वत छे के दरिया जान कर ले त्रिकुटी स्नान सहजे परस पर निर्वाण तेरा मीते आवाजान जामे गैब का बाजार सरवर दूर देसे पार ताबिच खड़े कुरती जा शोभा कोटि अगमय पार लागे नवलक तारा फूल किरने कोटि चरिया मूल ताको देख नामत भूल रमता राम या प्रसूल माया भरम की कांचे, देखो अंतर की साची, बरसे नीर बिना मोती, चंदा सूरज की ज्योति, झल के झिल मिला नारी, ताब अलग है क्यारी, मानो प्रेम की झारी, खुल गई अगम की वारी, बेहा भरम का खोया, दीपक नाम का जोया, योगी युक्ति से जीवे, प्याला प्रेम का पीवे, मौला पीव को दीजे, तन मन कुर्बान कर लीजे, परी है प्रेम की फांसी, मनवा गगन का वासी, बाजे बिना तंत्री तो, सहजे युगे पश्चिम शोर, भौरा सुगंध का प्यासा, किया है कमल में वासा, रमता हंस है राजा, सहजे पलक आवाजा, सुंदर शाम घन आया, बादल गगन में छाया, अमृत बूंद झरिलाया, दिग दोई नैन लल छाया, अजब दीदार को पाया, दरिया सहज में नहाया, दरिया उलटी उमगे नीर, ताब चले चौसठ चीर, हंसा आन बैठे तीर, सहजे चुके मुक्ताहीर, मिला है प्रेम का प्याला, नहीं है नैन सो न्यारा, जीवत मृतक ना व्यापिका, जो त्रिकुटी से पलक न ताल, पल का पीव सो लागा, धोखा दिल का भागा, चितावनी चित विलास, जब लग रहे पिंजर श्वास, सो हम शब्द अज पाजा, जहाँ कबीर साहिब आप ही आप, जहाँ कबीर साहिब आप ही आप, चितावनी चित लगी रहे, यह गति लखे न कोई, अगम पंथ के महल में अनहर बानी होय, नाम नैन मेरा मेरा, जाने बिरला कोय, जाको सतगुरु मिलिया, ताको मालूम होय, झंडा रूपा गैब का, दोई पर्वत के संग, साधु पिचाने शब्द को, दृष्टि कमल कर बंद, झल के ज्योति झल मिला, बिन बाती बिन तेल, चहुदिस सूरज उगिया, ऐसा अद्भुत खेल, जागृत रूपी रहत है, सतमत गह गंभीर, अजर नाम बिन से नहीं, सो हम सत्य कबीर, अजर नाम बिन से नहीं, सो हम सत्य कबीर। ज्ञान गुजरी धर्मदास बिनवी कर जोरी, साहिब सुनिए बिनती मोरी, काया गुदरी कहो संदेशा, जासे जीव का मिटे अंदेशा। अलग पुरुष जब किया विचारा, लक 84 दागादार। 5 तत्व की गुदरी बीनी, 3 गुणन से त्राही कीनी। तामे जीव ब्रह्म और माया, समरथ ऐसा खेल बनाया। जीवन 5 25 लागे, काम क्रोध मोह मर पागे। काया गुदरी का विस्तारा, देखो संतो अगम सिंगारा। चांद सूरज दो पे बंद लागे, गुरु प्रताप से सोवत जागे। शब्द की सुई सुरति का डोरा, ज्ञान की तो बन सिर जन जोरा। अब गुदरी की करे होशियार, दाग न लागे देख विचारी। सुमति का साबुन सिर जन धोई, कुमति मेल को डारो खोई। जिन गुदरी का किया विचारा, सो जन भेंते सिर जन हारा। धीरज धुनी ध्यान करे आसन, सत्य के कौपिल सहज सिंहासन। युक्ति का मंडल कर कही लीना, प्रेम भवारी मुर्शिद चीन्हा। सेली शील विवेक की माला, दया की टोपी तन धर्मशाला। महर मतंगा मत वैशाखी, मृग चाला मन ही की राखी। निश्चय धोती पवन जनेऊ, अजपा जपे सो जाने बेऊ। रहे निरंतर सतगुरु दाया, साधु संगति करो सब कछु पाया। लौकील कुति हृदय झोरी, क्षमा कराओ पहिर बहोरी। मुक्ति मेखला सुकृत सुमरनी, प्रेम पियाला पीवे मौनी। उदास कुबरी कलक निवारी, ममता कुति को ललकारी। युक्ति जंजीर बांध जबलीना, अगमय गोचर किरकी छीना। वैराग त्याग विज्ञान निधान, तत्व तिलक दीना निर्वाण। गुरु गम चकमक मन सातूला, ब्रह्म अगिन प्रगत कर मूला। संशय शोक सकल ब्रह्मचारा, 5 25 प्रगत ही मारा। दिल का दर्पण ध्रुविया कोई, सो वैरागी पक्का होई। शून्य महल में फेरी दे, अमृत रस की भिक्षाली। दुख सुख मेला जग का भाव, त्रिवेणी के घाट नहाओ। तन मन शोर भया जब ज्ञाना, तब लख पावे पर निर्वाणा। अष्ट कमल दल चक्रा सूझ, योगी याप याप में भूज। पिंगला पिंगला के घर जाई, सुख मन नारी रहे टहराई। ओ हम सोहम तत्व विचारा, बंकनाल में किया संभारा। मन को मार गगन चरे जाय, मान सरोवर पैत नहाय। अनहर नार नाम की पूजा, ब्रह्म बैराग देव नहीं दूजा। छूटी गए कशमल कर्मलेखा, यहाँ नैनन साहब को देखा। अहंकार अभिमान बिदारा, घट का चौका करे उजियारा। चित कर चंदन मन सा फूला, हित कर संपुत कर ले मूला। श्रद्धा चान पर प्रीति कर धूपा, नौतम नाम साहिब को रूपा। गुधरी पहरी आप अलेका, जिन यहाँ प्रगट चलायो बेका। साहिब कबीर बकस जब दीना, सुर नर मुनि सब गुधरी लीना। ज्ञान गुधरी परे प्रभाता, जन्म जन्म के पातक जाता। ज्ञान गुधरी परे मध्यान, सोल की पावे पर निर्वाण। संध्या सुमिरन जो कर रही, जरा मरण भव सागर तरही। कहे कबीर सुनो धर्मदासा, ज्ञान गुधरी करो प्रकाशा। कहे कबीर सुनो धर्मदासा, ज्ञान गुधरी करो प्रकाशा। माला टोपी सुमेरनी, सतगुरु दिया बख्शीश। पल पल गुरु को बंदगी, चरण नवाओ शीश। भव भंजन दुख परिहरण, अमर करन शरीर। आदि युगादि आप हो, गुरु चारो योग कबीर। बंदी चोर कहाया, बल का शहर मन जाय। छूते बंधन बेक का, धन धन कहे संसार। मैं कबीर अब चलो नहीं, शब्द मोर समरथ। ताको लोक पचायो, जो चर शब्द करत। वंदना साकी। वारो तन मन धन सभे, पर पर कावन हार। युग अनंत जो पजू मरे, बिन गुरु नहीं निस्तार। सरवर तरवर संत जन, चौथा बरसे में परमारथ के कारणे, चारो धारी बिना। जीवन यौवन राजमर, अविचल रहे न कोई। जो दिन जाए सत्संग में, जीवन का फल सोई। संध्या सुमिरन कीजिए, सुरति निरख एक तार। करो अर्पण गुरु चरण में, नाशे विघ्न अपार। अब गुण मेरे बाप जी, बख्शो गरीब निवास। मैं तो पुत्र को पुत्र हो, तुम ही पिता को लाज। अवगुण किया तो बहुत किया, करत न मारी हान। भावे बक्सो बाप जी, भावे गर्दन मान। मैं अपराधी जन्म का, नक्शिक भरा विकार। तुम दाता दुख भंजना, मेरी करो उबार। समरथ डोरी खींच के, रथ को दो पहुँचाए। मार्ग में ना जाइए, साहिब ना बिरदल जाए। सतगुरु हमारे एक है, आत्म की आधार। जो तुम छोड़ो हाथ सो, तो कौन निभावन हार। सतगुरु हमारे एक है, तुम लग मेरी डोर। जैसे काज जहाज पर, सूझे और ना तोड़। कोटिक चंदा उगही, सूरज कोटि हजार। तिमिर तो नाशी नाही, गुरु बिन घोर अंधियार। राम कृष्ण से को बरा, उन्हों तो गुरु की। तीन लोक के वेधनी, गुरु आगे आधी। मेरे गुरु को दो भुजा, गोविंद को बुझ जाए। गोविंद सो कछु नासरे, गुरु उतारे पार। साहब को सेवक घनी, हमको साहब एक। जो हरियल की राखरी, साहब भावे ते। हम पंछी तुम कमल दल, सदा रहो भवपूर। हम पर कृपा न छाड़िए, क्या नियरे क्या जोर। भक्ति भक्त भगवंत गुरु, चतुर नाम वपुए। इनके पर वंदन किए, नाशे विघ्न अनेक। इनके पर वंदन किए, नाशे विघ्न अनेक। विनय चंद। गुरु दुखित तुम बिनरत द्वारे, प्रगट दर्शन दीजिए। गुरु स्वामी आ सुनो बिनती मोरी, बलि जाओ बिलंबन कीजिए। गुरु नैना भरी भरी रहत हेरो, निमिष ने अनचारिये। गुरु बाह दीजे बंदी छोर, सोयब की बंदी चोराइए। विविध विधि तन भय व्याकुल, बिनु दिखे अब ना रहो। तपत तन में उतत ज्वाला, कठिन दुख कैसे सहो। गुणयाव गुणय अपराध क्षमा, करो अबन पतित बिसारिये। यह बिनती धर्मदास जन की, सत्य पुरुष अब मानिए। नमो नमो गुरुदेव को, नमो कबीर कृपा, नमो संत शरणागति, सकल पाप होई क्षान। बंदी छोर कृपाल प्रभु, विघ्न विनाशक नाम। अशरण शरण बंदो चरण, सब विधि मंगल धाम। धर्मदास विनय करी, विहसे गुरु पर पंकज गहु। हे प्रभु हो दयाल दास चित अति दये। आदि नाम स्वरूप शोभा, प्रगट भाष सुनाइए। काल दारुण अति भयंकर, कीट भृंग बनाइए। आदि नाम अक्षर, अखिल पति कारणम। सो प्रगटे गुरु रूप तो, हंस उबारणम। सतगुरु चरण सरोज सुजन मन ध्यावहि। जरा मरण दुख नाशे, अचल घर पावहि। गुरु बंदी छोर कृपाल साहेब, सकल मति के भूप हो। तुम ज्ञान रूप कंद पूरन, आदि ब्रह्म स्वरूप हो। गुरु बंदी छोर दयाल साहेब, करहु मम उद्धार हो। मैं करत दास पुकार हे गुरु, तार तारन हार हो। तार तारन हार हो। बोलिए सतगुरु कबीर साहिब की जय। Devotees will now join Nirhu Sahib for this evening discourse. Bandagi Sahib.
बोलिए सतगुरु कबीर साहिब की जय. Let's bow our heads as we begin with an opening prayer. O tana thire mana thire vachana thira, surati nirat thira hoi. Kahe kabir teri das ko, pala na pakade koi. पला न पकड़े कोई. ध्यायेत सद्गुरुं श्वेतरूपममलं श्वेतांबरं शोभितं कर्णे कुंडल श्वेतशोभामुकुटं हीरामणिमण्डितं नानामालमुक्तादि शोभितकला परमासने सुशिस्तनं दया विधिर सुप्रसन्नं वदनं सद्गुरुं तनमामि. द्वे पदं द्वे भुजं प्रसन्नं वदनं द्वे नेत्रं दयालं सेलिकन्तमातिकलं श्वेतंबरी मेखला चक्रान्केच्छरचनाकचितं द्वे स्पन्तारा बन्दगी सद्गुरु योगदन सहितं कबीरं करुणामयं. बानी महा अग्र की बानी तामे योग संतायन ज्ञानी. प्रथम शब्द सुरती निर्मावा नामनी अक्षर अदर बतावा. कबीर नामनी अक्षर लीना अग्रवाणी हंसन को दीना. अग्रवाणी अग्रान है अग्र दजा पकड़ाए. कही कबीर धर्मदासो आदि शब्द विदेही आए. अमर पुरुष को सुमिरन कीना सुमिरन भजन जाप कर लीना. सच्चे नाम सुमिरो खत्मा ही धर्म राय की पढ़े न चाहिए. कहे कबीर धर्मदासो सत्य नाम निज सार. यहाँ सुमिरन निज सुमिर के हंसा हुए भाव पार. Hansa hui hao pa. Boliye Satguru Kabir Saheb ki Jai. Devotees, once again, I welcome you. Join with us on our second day fasting for this month of April. And Sadguru Kabir Sahib, in the Baramasi, he said that this month it reminds us of time, the time that, we have for ourselves and for this life. And how you manage your time is very important, because after you get after the soul leaves this body, whatever the desires are, that is how far you will reach. Now, I just want to talk a little on the time, because timing is very important for everything in this world. Now, especially when you are in the spiritual path or the spiritual journey, you will learn that you should never be late for anything. Never. Try to manage your time that in such a way that not to be late, because by being late, you might miss whatever little message from this Sadguru Sahib that is so important for you on this time that we have. So this time, by late I mean that, of course, if you have a genuine reason for being late, might be acceptable. But if you did not have a genuine reason and you just, delay yourself, unnecessarily, what happens? You yourself put yourself into more difficulties. Why? Because, as I say, you can just miss that one little path that, that probably you may have doubts on, or you may, you may never hear again, probably for quite a while. And then, your understanding of something is very important. Of course, the lateness again will, if a topic is started and discussion is in place, what happens? We may tend to, if we miss out a piece, we may have difficulty understanding what followed. And there and then, you might miss whatever Sadguru Kabir Sahib has seen, in his discourse. Or any Sahib that is having discourse, everyone should try to be there on time, because time, as I say, is important for your path in this life. Okay, because of the time that we have available. Today, last night we had a discourse on the Guru, a part on the Guru, which, was, Sadguru Kabir Sahib was trying to explain to us about, who is really a Guru, so that one will have, clear their minds and clear all their doubts, so that in selecting a Guru, because the Guru is the one who plays the important role in each and every one of us. Okay, his role is so important, because, Sadguru Kabir Sahib said in Asaki, Guru bina mala phirte, Guru bina dite dan, Guru bina sab nishphal gaya, aur pucho ved puran. That Guru bina mala phirte, say that one should not even go and japi mala without Guru's permission. Guru bina dite dan, without Guru's permission, don't give anyone anything, and don't take anything from anyone. Now there is this bhajan that says, Kachuli nana dina magana rakan. And don't take and don't give. So Sadguru Kabir Sahib is saying, Guru bina sab nishphal gaya. That Without Guru, everything becomes nishphal. Nishphal means fruitless or without any benefits. You will miss everything. Or Pucho Veda Puran is because it is written there in the Vedas and Puranas, and we will not be following the rules as outlined for us during our devotion. So devotees, today as I begin my second day discourse, I promise that we will do a little part on the Poornima Pratkatha. But before I do so, I just want to sing a little bhajan for you. And today, by most of the Kabir followers, we plant a Chanda flag. You never see a flag, one single flag at their home. Just like how Guru Kabir Sahib says that, the Chanda flag, if once you plant the Chanda flag, there is no other need for you to plant any other flag again in this life. And similarly, once you do the Poornima birth, or the Poornima fasting, there is no need for you to do any other fasting in this life. So, those are two things to do. Note carefully. And then afterwards, you do your Guru Puja Arti. Those are where your full devotions, are there for you to attain liberation. So today I want to sing this bhajan about the Chanda, and I'll explain to you a little, and then we can read a little part of the Poornima Pratkatha. बोलिए सद्गुरु कबीर साहिब की जय। ओ झंडा साहिब कबीर का झलके पड़लै पार, पलंगाए कबीर का ब्रह्मा भैराज। 64 युग आगे चले खोजी की न धर्मदास, सतगुरु भये दयाल तब गर्भंडो में प्रकाश, गर्भंडो में प्रकाश। उदास पढ़ना जाप हराई, दास पढ़ना जाप हराई, दास पढ़ना जाप हराई। काल जंजाल निकट नहीं आवे माया देख डराई, काल जंजाल निकट नहीं आवे माया देख डराई, साहिब माया देख डराई। जो मोर संसह द्रोह विचारे प्रभु को नाही सोहाई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई। हरना कुश की वागति हो गई रावण दूर उड़ाई, हरना कुश की वागति हो गई रावण दूर उड़ाई, साहिब रावण दूर उड़ाई। दुर्योधन पर चित राजा फिर पाछे पछताई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई, दास पढ़ना ध्वजा पहराई। और सुर पंडिता निपति बाचा ऊंची पर भी पाई सुर पंडिता निपति बाचा ऊंची पर भी पाई साहिब ऊंची पर भी पाई भक्ति बिना सब तुझ बरोबर पांडे यमापुर जाई दास प्रणाम हजा पहराई दास प्रणाम हजा पहराई दास प्रणाम हजा पहराई कावे वीर पुराण गुण गाई सत्य दया नहीं आई कावे वीर पुराण गुण गाई सत्य दया नहीं आई साहिब सत्य दया नहीं आई अहंकार में सब ही बुलाने अजगर देखी पाई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई हम तो कान राखी नहीं भाई जो का त्यों ठहराए हम तो कान राखी नहीं भाई जो का त्यों ठहराए साहिब जो का त्यों ठहराए भावे कोई सुख दुख माने भक्ति के पंथ चराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई योग यगति रत व्रत संयम करनी कोट कराई योग यगति रत व्रत संयम करनी कोट कराई साहिब करनी कोट कराई नाम बिना सब ही है खाली कहे कबीर समझाई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई दास प्रणाम ध्वजा पहराई बोलिए सतगुरु कबीर साहिब की जय devotees this bhajan is in झंडा साहिब कबीर का झलके पड़ले पार so this flag when it is planted in the name of Sadguru Kabir Sahib what happens because it's a tall flag and thing it flies it flutters in all different directions based on the direction of the wind and what happens palang aaye kabir ka palang is like a kite it flies and but while it is there flying it is spreading the name Kabir and by that Brahma bhai udas it says that the Lord of or the creator of this world he becomes sad because why he no longer has that control over you चौसठ युग आगे चले खोज की न धर्मनाश चौसठ is 64 yugas of devotion Ramdass Ji Sahib was doing it took 64 yugas before in search of liberation and it was only then as when Sadguru Bhaiya Dayal Tab Sadguru went to Garabandhu and he met with Ramdass and it's only then Ramdass Ji Sahib was able to get liberation from this world. The bhajan says now, Dasa Paranam Dhajapagaram. Now, a das, the word das means a servant of God. Dasa Paranam, so that Nam, that the das got, Dhaja is also attached to the flag that is flying. But what happens? Paharai means to say that once someone become a das, they, don't allow any ego, any pride to come overtake you, because yes, das, the title das means the servants of God. But what happened? You can be taken up by that, being getting the title das, but then, because of your ego, and so you break that path because of your title das. So, some of the greatest devotees of this world, you'll hear like Kabir Das, Tulsi Das, some of the great devotees of this world. Right? So they carry the title Das because they were great disciples. Kala janjal nikata nahi aave, maya dekh hadarai. So the Lord of this world, Kal, of the Lord of time, what he does, janjal means he set the traps to tie you in this world. Maya dekh hadarai. He have you caught in this Maya world where, everything else will attract you, but, if they say that someone, when they get caught in the Maya world, it is very difficult to even whisper spiritual knowledge to them, because they will retaliate or give trouble. Because they feel that you've taken away their happiness, because they feel the happiness is in this Maya world. But we all know that that happiness is something that is short-lived. It does not express the full journey to eternal bliss. So, yes, as devotees, we must, last time I was saying, raga, dvesha, dukkha, dundana. Just like how the guru, he, must not allow anything to take away his focus, or anything that will, anything attractive that it has that will take away someone's focus. You get lost into that. So that is what you have to be careful. The only thing is one should get lost into is your devotion. Ensure that you put your devotion together. They say, Kala janjal nikatha nahi aave, maya dekhi darai. Jo more sant sahadroha bichari. Sadguru Kabir Saheb is saying that Jo more sant sahadroha bichari. That's the reason why no one must hurt the feelings of a sant or a saintly one in this life. No saintly one should hurt, but no one should, as a matter of fact, you shouldn't be hurting anyone. But especially Sadguru Kabir Sahib is saying, Jo more sant sahadroha bichare, Prabhu ko nahi suhai. That if you hurt any saintly one, you say that you will not be able to see God in this life. So remember that no saintly one you should ever hurt in this life. And I even say that further, that no one should hurt anyone in this life. And all the scriptures has told us that. Because anytime you hurt anyone, the karmic law will take its effect. Karana kushaki wagati ho gayi, Ravana dura urai. So he says here, Harana Kushaki Wagati Hugai. You know, everybody have the likeness of doing things in this world, right? And they get caught in the Maya world. So nobody, you know, whoever is there and when they have temper and they have vexation and so, it causes your mind to, or your system to be corrupt. So what happens? You just drift all over. And it says here, just like how, you know, the Sri Ram was, you know, in turmoil with Ravan, Sadhguru Kabir Saheb went and helped him to overcome because he went to save the way of Sadhu, the Sadhu of life. Sur Pandita Nipati Bachaha Unchi Padavipai. He also went, Sur Pandita Nipati Bachaha. He went and he met with the emperor, who was a Muslim. And Sadhguru Kabir Sahib went and helped him to overcome his difficulty. For those who follow the readings or the teachings will know that this Kamal, or this king, had this pain in his chest. And he's saying that, you know, there are so many saintly ones in this world. Which one of them, you know, can come and help him to overcome that pain? And so he went amongst his own, the hero and them, and they were unable to help him. He went amongst the saintly one, those who claimed they were saintly. He went and he bring them come to see if they can help. And they were not able to help him. It was only when Sadhguru Kabir Sahib came, he came and helped him to overcome that pain and lead him on to the teachings that will take him out of this Bhosanga. But this line here says, Bhakti binasa batucha barobar. Bandhe yabam podajai. He says that he gave the saintly one a test. And he says that all this amount of effort is put and they're going and doing prayers and doing all this thing all over. And he's saying that they cannot even help me to overcome my small difficulties. So he's saying that he was referring to them as they were useless. Tut, they were useless. So in that regard, again, Sadhguru Kabir Sahib came and rescued the saintly ones again, you know, from being destroyed, because he have, you know, the honor for all the great saints and all the disciples of who are prepared to live the saintly life. Kav hai Veda Purana Gunagai, Satya Daya nahi ai. Kav hai Veda Purana Gunagai, Satya Daya nahi ai. Again, here Sadhguru Kabir Sahib was very critical. Last night, our discourse was about who Sadhguru Kabir Sahib was describing, who is really a guru. And here it is saying, Kav hai Ved Purana Gunagai. He says that, was it since someone is reading all the Vedas and Puranas and so, and having discourse and many yajnas and so on, Kav hai Veda Purana Gunagai, Satya Daya nahi ai. But they didn't come to the asan with Satdaya. Satdaya means with true mercy, or with three true feelings, or three good, you know, or true truthfulness. Kave Veda Purana Gunagai, know that carefully. Satdaya nahi ai. Ahankara me sab me bhulai. You see that Sadhguru Kabir Sahib says, Ahankar. When someone comes to those place they live, they're supposed to be very simple and humble. And, it was Sadhguru Kabir Sahib was explaining that someone should be very careful whoever you put on the asana to do your teachings. Ajagar Dehi Pai. He said that in your life, in your future life, see anyone who do that, he says certainly they will end up back in this house already. हम तो कान राखी नहीं भाई जो का त्यों तहराई. Again, Sadhguru Kabir Sahib is saying, हम तो कान राखी नहीं भाई जो का त्यों तहराई. That in this world, everybody looking for rescue. So the rescue is like this. Whatever you hear and think and you feel that might help, resolve your situation, you just go there. Or you might hear certain things and see certain things, and you just go without properly analyzing. Hawe koi sukha dukkha raman. You say that sometimes bring hawe koi sukha dukkha. So it brings sometimes it brings some happiness and sometimes it brings sorrows. Bhakti kapanta chalai. You say, and you keep going from place to place, jumping from different pant to different pant. But you will never realize so that, you will not hardly realize because, the understanding is not there. Yoga yagati rata brata sanyam karane kutakarai. And some could perform millions of yoga and yajna and tirat, and so he said, and breath. He said you can do millions of that if it didn't follow the, it didn't follow such for you to get the true teaching. He said then Nama binasaba hi hai. Until such time you didn't open up yourself to receive the true name or the Satsang. Kahe Kabir samujhai. Sadhguru Kabir Sahib is saying, oh, I beg of you, please understand what I am saying. Please listen and understand what I am saying. So then you will be able to, pursue your spiritual journey. Boliye Satguru Kabir Sahib ki jai. So, if I go to a few chopai on the Poornima birth, there's this nice little saki that I learned from my father, and I just want to say it to you. It says, Seed Prasad Chudahari Charanodak Harityas Bira Pandayalaka Vitate Jamake Tras. So it says, Seed Prasad Chudahari. What is seed prasad? When we go to prayers, and so we will bless the food and so on, and then we ask the disciple to partake of it. So that is one way of seed prasad, and then there's another way that everyone should watch and see that every the guru is eating. And you have to be very blessed and fortunate if the guru leaves something there on that leaf for you to partake of. That also is seed prasad. So devoted you must be that those are the little things that you must, try to adhere to. Because those are the things that will help bring good thinking, good thoughts into your mind to help you to overcome the difficulties of this life. And those are simple little things. You don't have to do any major thing for that. You have to be very fortunate and blessed that you know that you can attain seed prasad. Again, there's another thing to know that I like to say is that for something to become seed prasad again, like every day we have meals, right? We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, do we say any little prayer thing before we eat? So it is important for you to, you know, do a little prayers and so, and then partake. So then you make it prasad. And when you make it prasad, then when you eat it, it does not affect you in any way. That will help you to develop you. But if you just go and start to eat, then you don't know, you know how this world is. The same food as make you, you say, an nabanawi, an nabulawi. It does make you remember and it does make you forget too. So it's seed prasad. So remember that is very important for us. Always remember to say a little prayer and then eat your food. Or if you are fortunate and you go to prayers, ensure you partake of the meals because the meal they say it is seed prasad. Charanodak harityas. They say when someone partake of seed prasad, Sadhguru Kabir Sahib said, they will never remain hungry in this world. Or charanodak harityas. And if, you know, we just normally wash up the Guru's feet and we drink of the water, and he says that if one should do that, he say that you won't die or you won't get thirsty at this time. Bira Pandayalaka. And you go and you accept your Bira Prasad, it is said that if one should go and accept this Bira Prasad, he says, but how you have to accept it, you have to go very merciful and humble and simple. Dayal. Birapan Dayalaka. I know in our bhajan we says, Jivana Mukti ke Karana Parwana Laye. Jivana Mukti ke Karana. For the soul to attain this liberation, what happened? You have to accept Parwana. Parwana is what? The same Viraprasana. Jivana Mukti ke Karana Parwana Laye. So you should take Viraprasana. Jivana Bandi Chorai ki Sataloka Sinhai. So he says that if you should accept this Bira Prasad, in that way he say then Miti Jamke Fras, that all the obstacles in this world will be removed and you won't get caught in this trap of Maya. Boliye Satguru Kabir Saheb ki Jai. So now I'm going to read a little part from the Poornima birth. Today we only going until 8 p.m. So just a little again, and then this month being the first month of the Hindu calendar, and I have just chosen. You must have heard this katha already, but just a reminder. You know, it is good to remind yourself all the time of the necessities in performing the Poornima birth. So let's begin. Boliye Satguru Kabir Saheb ki Jai. एक बार बन दब कर धामा धर्मदास बसे ते ही धामा Sateguru Kabir Anabhiraji Katha Prasanda Chale Bahuchaji. They say Ekabar in this place, Banda Ghar, Ramdass, and they were seated and having a satsang. It says that Kabir Saheb went to the satsang. He went to that place, and there they had prepared a nice asan for him to sit. And they said that the satsang was in progress. But while the satsang was in progress, Ramdass Ji Saheb asked this question. Ramdass binati ek dhani, Satguru mohi kaho bilchani, Rahe achet surati jab mora, Basik vrat rahe guru pura, Ab guru pura mile prabhu mohi, Satya vrata ab kaho videhi, Kaun vrata mein surati lagai, Satguru mohi kaho samujhai. So Ramdass binati ek dhani. So as I said many times before, whenever you go to the Guru, you must be very humble and be very simple. And you must, always that we follow our hands and we bow and then we make our request, whatever it is. So he says, Satguru mohi kaho bilchan. He's asking Sadguru Kabir Sahib, I want to ask you something, and I want to bilchani mean to say, I want you to tell me something, like you have milk and you take off, you're taking out the sari, and you say, the sari is really the important, that important thing of the milk. So you say in that same way, the cream of the crop. I want you to explain to me. Rahi acheta surati jabamora, masika brat rahi u guru pura. When I didn't know better, I said, I keep all different type of bread. Daily bread, monthly bread, all the different type of bread I keep fasting. Abba Guru Pura Mile Prabhu Mohi. So he says that, O Sahib, you are the complete Guru, and I want you to explain to me about this bread. Well, Satya Brata Abba Kaho Videhi. Explain to me so I will understand this bread. Kauna Brata Me Surati Lagai, Satya Guru Mohi Kaho Samujai. And he's saying that I want you to go into details so that I will understand this bread fully. And Sadguru Kabir Sahib is saying, Dharamadaasa tuma bhujahu mohi, Brata ki katha kaha mein tohi, Nishchay brata purushe ko ahi, Sudharam ni parko kiye mahi. So he says here, Dharamadaas tuma bhujaye mohi, Brata ki katha kaha me tuhi. So, O Ramdass, you have come to me and requested this explanation of this true fast. Nishchaya Brata Purush ko ahi. This Brata I'm going to speak to you, it is not just from this world, but it came from the Satya Purush himself. So Dharam Parako hi. So I want you to understand this breath and hold it dearly to you. Brata prabhava dharamni suno tahi kahu samujhai nijaya hi brata amar par jo nar nischay jai. Brata prabhava dharamni suno. O Ramdass, listen carefully. I will tell you the greatness of this fast. And tahi kahu samujhai. And I'll ensure that when I say to you that you will understand fully. Neja yaha brat amar par. And if you observe this breath fully and understand it, jo naranishchay dhyan, that you will be so much in love with it that you will cherish it fully. Ari Poornima Purusha Nivasa Surati Nama Amiyanka Prakasha Tumaso Kahu Suno Dharmadasa Adi Poornima Karu Prakasha. So you say Ari Punam Purusha Nivasa. I say, so this Punam means from the beginning. From the beginning of creation, this fast was with the Satpurush. Surati Nam Ami Anka Prakasha. And he gave it to me so that I can share it for all to benefit from it. Tumaso kahu suno dharmadasa. So listen carefully, Ramdass. Ari punam karu prakasha. Because this prayers will enlighten you, and because it comes from the Satya Purush, or the Supreme Lord. Purusha mohines jay brata dinha Tine anka jori ham lina Poornima brata purushika oi Surati hans niha akshar samoi. So he says, Purusha mohi nischay bratadinha. That the Satpurush give me this fast, and Tina ang juri hamalina. And you know what? Tina ang. You say every time I go to leave, the Satpurush reminded me that I given you this fast. So when you come to this pool, that you will share this fast to the jivas. It happened 3 times before Sadguru Kabir Sahib. He said, Tina means 3. Tina ang jodi hamalina. So 3 times, the first time he bowed and he about to leave, and then the Satpurush reminded him again, and then Sadguru Kabir Sahib bowed, and like that. And just so, when you go by your guru, you must always, if you're about to leave and you didn't leave us yet, but you touch his feet and you go to leave, but you had to remember. But every time, the last thing you must do is ensure that you touch his feet before you leave. Don't tell yourself, well, I have done, but the year again I'm going. If you could touch it, the more times you can do it, it's better for you. See, that is your salvation. So Poornima brata purush ko hui, this breath came from the Satpurush. Surati hans niya akshar samui. And whoever becomes, and understand this breath and perform it, what happens? They will go straight to the Satya Purush, or the Supreme Lord. Satya brata me kahu samu chai Jaso papa sakal chai jai. Nirguna Brahm Sarguna Avtara. Jaso Jiva Hoya Nisitara. So Sadguru Kabir Sahib is telling Ramdass, Satya Brata me kahu samajai. If you practice this fast, you see what will happen? Jaso pap sakala chai jai. That all your sins will diminish or will be washed away. Nirguna Brahm Sargun Avatara. That he says, that Nirguna, I was telling you last night, it is about Nirguna is the formless. Sadguru Kabir Sahib, he came in this world, but we were seeing a body, but he did not really have a body. In scriptures, they say Viday. Viday mean anyway he is there, you see in him, but he does not really have a body like this body. His body, when you go deeper into the teachings, you will understand that his body was Vidya, as you say, and no one could have destroyed it in any way. I say he went through the 52 pressures of this life, and no one, all when they tried, they were unable to destroy him or conquer him. Jaso Jiva Hoinistara, and say that Jiv or that devotee will have plenty blessings. He will cross his Gosana. Poornima brata kare jo koi tako avagamana oi kama krodha mad lobha bhulawa Ninda Erekadura Bahawa. They say Poornima Brat Kare Jokoi. So whoever is performing this birth, Tako Awaga one away. They free themselves from the cycle of birth and death. But he says these are the things you have to also free yourself. And Sadguru Kabir Sahib is saying that when one performs this Poornima birth, it also frees them from what? Kam, which is lust, krodha, anger, murder, attachment, lobha, greed, and ninda, he says that criticisms and so on, irka, which is like envy and so jealousy. The Sadguru Kabir Sahib is saying that, these are the things that will, if one should perform this Poornima birth, you are helping yourself remove all those, negative characters so that you can, have your journey smoothly. Boliye Satguru Kabir Sahib ki Jai. So I have a few announcements and a few things to say before we do our closing for this month of April. So, first of all, I want to wish all who celebrating their birthday this month of April, anniversaries, we want to say Sadguru Kabir Sahib blessings on all of you. Anniversaries also. Our message from Hazur Sahib was, from the same Baramasa, that where you have, he reminded us of how important our time is. And the soul is he did send a short little message, but it was more about wishing all the devotees, blessings in this month of Chaitra Poornima. We also want to remind you all that on Sunday, we will not be having any Guru Mahima Sunday morning. So you will join us on the next Wednesday again, where we will have our Sandhya Path from 7 p.m. Okay, you will be informed accordingly of any changes. So this will just bow our heads as we do, of course, our closing prayer. Om Mala Topi Sumirani Satguru Diya Bakasi Pala Pala Guru Ko Bandagi Charan Vaoshi Bhau Bhanjana Dukha Pariharan Amar Karana Shari Adi Ugari Apo Guru Charo Yoga Kabir Guru Charo Yoga Kabir Charan Bandagi Charan Seva Ajar Murdistar Saheb Kabir ke Bandagi Pahunche Uttare se Shabar Kahe Kabir Sunod Ramdass Charan Bandagi Ko Prakash Gyani Gyani Naga Nirbani Kuthari Bandari Kat Darshan Char Sampada Pawan Rai Char Guru Panch Fayales Ki Daya Sakal Hans ke Bandagi Sahi Bandagi Sahi Bandagi Sahi Satnam Sahi